NetsBoy, so let's hear what he has to say. His name is NetsBoy, he thinks the world is all over when the Nets just can't play. What up, Net fans? NetsBoy here, bring your latest in your Brooklyn Nets news. Ha ha! Wow. How about them Nets? I mean, it's been about like 2 weeks since my last NetsBoy episode, and part of the reason why it's been as long as it's been is not my regular, usual, being really busy, but like, I'm like afraid to do this NetsBoy episode because ever since my last NetsBoy, in which I bashed the Nets and said maybe it's time to fire Kenny Atkinson, they lost 8 straight. They've gone on a 7-game winning streak since then, and I'm not one to believe in jinxes or superstitions, but I just didn't want to be the guy to ruin the streak because I post a negative video about how bad the Nets are and they go on a winning streak and win 7 in a row, and I'm just like, I could post a video and talk about this, but I don't want the streak to end. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be blamed. I don't want to be blamed. Okay, I don't want to be blamed for the Nets losing their next game or whatever. So, but eventually at some point I'm like, you know what? I got to have a video. I can't just go forever without a video until they lose again. So I say, you know what? They just had a rough win, if there's such a thing, but a rough win against the Bulls, and they play the Pacers next, and the Pacers are a very good team this year, so I can justify if the Nets lose against the Pacers with the fact that they're a good team, not because I jinxed it. So here it is, my NetsBoy. But look, there's a lot of good to talk about in this episode. I can't believe I'm saying it. And of course, like I said, if jinxes aside or whatever it is, the Nets are probably going to lose when they play the Pacers. But my point is here, I was hesitant to do a video because I didn't want to be blamed. But now I'm doing the video anyway because it's been over 2 weeks and the Nets have won 7 in a row. I got to say something. I got to be happy for once. Can I just be happy? So, look, the Nets are playing fantastic. Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell have really stepped it up, especially D'Angelo Russell. They're really figuring out how to work together. Jared Allen's played well, and Allen Crabbe is making shots. Of course, he's recently missed the last couple games with an injury, but he's still, before that, he was hitting some shots, and, the whole team is just playing well at this point. Kurucs is in the starting lineup now, which I think is a great move by Kenny Atkinson, though I think Kurucs does fit best coming off the bench, but that's just because Crabbe has been out of late. But Kurucs has looked good. Jared Allen looked great. I mean, everyone's talking about his block against LeBron, which that was also really awesome. I mean, there's been so many awesome things lately as a Nets fan. So, I mean, I'm not going to harp too much into, why it is that they're playing well, but we do need to really understand that this team seems like they're finally figuring it out. It seemed like they had to go through that adjustment phase when they lost LeVert. Of wait a minute, what is this team like? Who is this identity now? We lost, Karis LeVert, who's one of our go-to guys down the stretch. How can we close out games now? And for a while, it looked like it was Spencer Dinwiddie saying, I'm just going to take over and playing hero ball. But I think now what's happened is D'Angelo Russell has gotten confidence, and Dinwiddie got that contract situation out of the way, which I could not be even more pleased about that. That is a great contract, by the way. Spencer Dinwiddie signing that extension. It's only worth like $13 million a year. Like, it's a 3-year extension. I think good for like $45 million or something like that. And like what a fair contract. I look at Joe Harris's contract that he signed last year and Dinwiddie's contract, and they're just fair. They're fair values. You know what I mean? Like, the player is getting what they deserve, and the team is not getting handcuffed with a ridiculous contract. And Dinwiddie, what he's doing is he's setting himself up for an even bigger payday because Dinwiddie's 26 years old, and he's at the end of this contract now because he's got an option, and he's going to set himself up to be in peak prime for his next payday, which is, good for him because he's going to be like 29 when that happens, and he's going to be demanding a max contract. But in the meantime, the Nets lock up a really bona fide stud player in Dinwiddie, and they're only going to be paying him $15 million a year moving forward, and that's not going to lock up all their cap space. So I think it was a great signing for both sides, and I thought the same way with Joe Harris's deal. Joe Harris signing a 2-year, $8 million contract. I just said, you know what? That's a great deal. Joe Harris is getting the money that he deserves, but also he's getting an opportunity to build off of it and prove and get another big payday. So I think that's fantastic with the Nets. And I think Dinwiddie's looked great. I mean, there's only positives. There's only positives to harp on with this team, and I'm getting very pleased. I'm still not fully believing in them, though. I know, I said, like, this team needs to show me something, but they've had some pretty impressive wins against some pretty good teams, including the Raptors and, of course, the Lakers most recently, not recently, but like 2 games ago, and so on and so forth. They beat the 76ers as well. They scared me against the Bulls, but, so this team is looking solid. Are they an elite team in the East? No, they're not. But what they look like now is they do look like a playoff team. They're only a half game out of the playoffs right now, and that is just huge. And, they're 15 and 18, and it just kind of gets you a little angry. Because, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you think about that 8-game losing streak and all those close games, like the blown leads that they had, it almost like, if only like 3 of those went the other way right now, this team would be over 500. Like, you know what I mean? Or they'll be, There'll be a 500. It's just, that's basketball. But overall, I'm pleased. We've seen the performances by D'Angelo Russell and Spencer Dinwiddie. They've played very, very well. And that, I think, has been why this team's playing as well as it is. D'Angelo Russell has looked like the all-star that everyone thinks he should be. Dinwiddie's playing with confidence. Like I said, it's good. But now, here comes the more objective situation that I'm going to try to say here. The Nets, for the first time in the history of like the last 3 or 4 years, look like they're setting themselves up to be buyers in the market this year. Or not necessarily buyers, but, I mean, they're there. Like, you cannot deny that they're going to be in the playoff hunt now. And anything less than a playoff hunt situation is a disappointment at this point. So the Nets have raised the expectations now. All right? For NetsBoy here and probably for you guys, the expectations, this team should make the playoffs. The way they're playing right now, they should be making the playoffs. But what does this mean for this team? Are they going to be buyers? They finally have their first-round draft pick back. So are they going to try to finally package up their first-rounders again and try to bring in another player? Or are they just going to see what they got with this team, and when Karis LeVert comes back, see if it as a trade? Because you can look at it that way. We know LeVert's going to be back. We don't know exactly when, but that's an objective way to look at it is, when Karis LeVert comes back, it's like acquiring a whole new wing player for free without losing anything. But I don't know. In my personal opinion, this is when you trade D'Angelo Russell. I know he's played great. He's averaging over 22 points a game and like 8 assists in the last, during the winning streak. And he's made big shots. The shot against the Lakers was great. How poetic justice was that? Him hitting a big shot against the team that traded away, that just gave up on him and said, hey, we don't like you. That was great. But look, if I'm Sean Marks, I'm trading D'Angelo Russell at this point. I'm saying to myself, this guy is finally living up to all the expectations that everyone believed that he was going to be. We got to capitalize on this. We got to capitalize on him and his value at an all-time high. I know a lot of people say, but NetsBoy, he's so young. He's 23, not even 23 yet. He's got still so much more potential. Imagine how good he could be. You're right. But I'm thinking even bigger than this. I'm thinking the value for him is now. The Nets have Dinwiddie. They locked him up. Dinwiddie's having a great year. Look like he's going to be the 6th man. But let's be honest. He's a starter caliber player. If there's any time to trade D'Angelo Russell, it is now. His value is at all-time high. He's coming off. He's going to be a free agent. And there's other people the Nets are going to want to try to get this offseason that could be bigger and better. I guess it's a roll of the dice. I'm going to be honest. It's a roll of the dice. It's do you believe that the Nets are going to be able to finally get someone in free agency? And my answer is, I actually think yes. I think the team is finally looking good. They've developed a great winning culture, not a winning culture, but they developed a good players culture that players want to come to. And I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't a big-name free agent want to come to the Nets at this point? They got a good young core, even if they get rid of D'Angelo Russell. They got a good young core. They're going to have Dinwiddie. They're going to have Allen. They're going to have LeVert, because those 3 guys aren't going anywhere. If you were a veteran like Kyrie or Kawhi Leonard, who's personally, he has ties to the tri-state area. Trust me, I know I actually met Kawhi Leonard, but that's a story for another time. why wouldn't you want to? Yes, you can win with other teams. Yes, you know, you could go to other teams that are currently more built to win. But if you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we've seen this more now than ever, is that the paradigm has shifted yet again with NBA players, seeing things like Paul Millsap going to the Nuggets, or you know what I mean? Or, you know, LeBron James, once again, setting it with going to the Lakers. Paul George staying with OKC. Players have gone now from wanting to win to wanting what's best for them personally again. You know, the best situation for them. That's why, like, that's what LeBron did. LeBron knew he could have gone to the 76ers. He could have stayed with the Cavs. He would have had a better chance to win, but he wanted to do what's best for him personally, so he went to the Lakers. Paul George was from LA. Everyone says he's going to go to the Lakers. He said, you know what? I like being in Oklahoma City. I like the culture here. I'm going to stay here. Yes, the team's a good team, and we're still going to compete, but this is good. I want this. We saw Paul Millsap go to the Denver Nuggets. Like, that was never a market, and look what's happening with them. They're one of the best teams in the Western Conference right now. So we're seeing NBA players leaving for better culture feels. So why not Brooklyn? Why not? The Nets have developed such a good reputation. So this is why you trade D'Angelo Russell now. You get a player who you think you can build around. And there's one guy that I have off the top of my head that's such a long shot, but I'm thinking, I mean, I'm not going to go into too many trades because, you know, I always designate a video just for that later on. What about Anthony Davis? No, like I know what you're all saying. Like, Anthony Davis, well, why not package D'Angelo Russell, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Musa, because he hasn't done too much, Nets unprotected first-round draft pick, and the Nuggets first-round draft pick. And then throw in Allen Crabbe for the contracts to balance out. Would you not do that trade for Anthony Davis? Because I know I would. D'Angelo Russell's a great player. And you're saying to the Pelicans, this is your rebuild option. Anthony Davis, you signed him. He's got to make $25 million the next 3 years. You need to rebuild. You can get out of all that money by just doing this trade right now. They don't want Allen Crabbe. They can take DeMar Carroll in his contract. Either way, it balances out. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, I like Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. I like D'Angelo Russell. I think Musa, we don't know what he could be, but he could be something good. We haven't seen a lot of him. But if it meant getting Anthony Davis, I do it. And not only would I do it, that would still have enough money for another max contract. Even with the signing of Dinwiddie. You could have a team that could be Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Anthony Davis, and Jared Allen as your four of your starters. Who could be your fifth starter? You got a max salary contract. Now you say, hey, Kawhi, I hear you have ties to the tri-state area. Because he does. Once again, I know. Met him in person. Yes, he's from the LA area, but he still has family in this area. I know. Come join our culture. We got Anthony Davis. We got a good young core in LeVert, Dinwiddie, and Allen. Help us be our leader. Now, you give him a max contract. Now you got a starting lineup of Dinwiddie, LeVert, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Jared Allen. Are you kidding me? That's what made my dream. Of course, it's a dream. And there's so many things that need to go through for that to happen. But this is just what I'm believing. And look, I'm not saying you actively trade D'Angelo Russell. But I'm saying if you're going to trade him, you do it in a trade like that. A big splash for a player who will change your team forever. Once again, Anthony Davis, if the Pelicans do trade him, which personally I don't think they should, if they do trade him, there's going to be tons of teams interested. We all know how the Lakers want him and how the Celtics want him, and they have a lot more to offer than the Nets do if they really wanted to. But I'm just saying that that's something that I think positive of. So I'm not saying trade D'Angelo Russell because he's played great, but I'm saying that's the way you should think if you're Sean Marks. But you want to know something? If you can't put together a big blockbuster like that, then you don't trade D'Angelo Russell and you keep him and you see what happens in the offseason. That's the truth. And that's what I would do. And I know I got a little off because, like I said, this was about how great the Nets have been lately, but that's the truth of it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think that the Nets should do something bold like that. And like I said, I'm going to have a whole episode come closer to the trade line about the trades the Nets should do. But that's just something that popped into my head because I'm like, This team is in a win-now situation all of a sudden. They're going to be buyers. They got a good young player. The Nets finally have assets to trade for a big-name player, and they're talking about Anthony, and all this Anthony Davis. I'm like, that'd be great. That would be great. Just imagine that front court of Anthony Davis and Jared Allen. Good luck scoring at all in the perimeter. I mean, inside with anybody with those two shot blockers. I mean, the Nets would be one of the best defensive teams in the post set. Like, just great. But it's all fantasies. Moving forward, like I said, the Nets have the Pacers coming up. Tough game. That's why if they lose, I'm not going to feel like I jinxed it. But then they got the Suns. And then they got a home against the Hornets, a team that's in a similar situation as the Nets, before they go and face Brook Lopez and the Milwaukee Bucks. Look, this team is at a point now where the expectation should be that they can win games. They may not win them all, but I think that they can easily go 3-2 the next 5 games. That's what I'm anticipating. I think that's absolutely a possibility. They're playing really well. And I'm just excited for the first time in a while. I feel very good to be a Brooklyn Nets fan. But once again, let me go what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about my trade. If you think that that would be a reasonable trade. And if you think that the Pelicans would want more. Because the Pelicans could want more, you know. And they could probably get more. And that's why I don't think that's really going to happen. But I'm saying if you're Sean Marks, you should throw it out there. Because I feel like if a team like the Lakers caught wind of that, they'll be like, okay, here's Brandon Ingram. Here's LeVar Ball. Yeah, they wish they could trade LeVar Ball. Right? Here's Lonzo Ball, you know. Here's Kyle Kuzma, and here's our 2 draft picks for you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's something I feel like Sean Marks should just explore. Just pick up the phone, call the Pelicans, and be like, listen, what do you think about this trade? I saw this, you know, I saw this guy NetsBoy bring it up, and I think it's a good idea. How awesome would that be as well? Sean Marks saying he saw that me on NetsBoy and said that this was a great idea and worth a call. That's another dream come true of mine. See, I'm just in a good mood. See what the Nets playing well does for me? It makes me deliriously happy. It's okay. Let me know what you guys think. Until the next NetsBoy episode, keep your eyes open. And until then, this is NetsBoy signing off. When the Nets just can't play.